It's been a very long time since I made a video, and I am sorry about that. I know I made like a little 30-second Happy Christmas thing, but that doesn't count personally. But I'm back since it is the end of the year, and I wanted to wrap it up with some of my favourite records from the year. I don't have all of them on vinyl. Actually, I've got quite a few of them on CD, but all my CDs are in a different location. I've got some of the vinyl records here, so some of them I won't have anything to show for, but that might not be so bad, I guess. I don't know. I'll just put a picture of the album somewhere on the screen. Anyway, hello. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted in a very long time, and reason being, I've just been so busy this you know, half of the year, quarter of the year. I went back to uni. I've just come back from holiday. I got back literally yesterday. And yeah, it's just been very chaotic. I don't have a lot of free time anymore, so I'm trying to rein it in with the YouTube channel just because I have other things to do. But as I said, it's the end of 2022 and there were some pretty good records released this year. Quite a lot of very good ones actually. Some maybe better than others, but these are my favourite ones of the year. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get around to listening to the majority of albums that I wanted to listen to. I had a whole list written out of ones that I wanted to listen to, like as they came out, but alas, I had not enough time to listen to all of them. So yeah, I think we should just begin. So let's start with the two releases from Red Hot Chili Peppers this year. We got Unlimited Love and we also got Return of the Dream Canteen. I pre-ordered both of these. And they're both on pretty fun coloured vinyl. Out of the two of them, I prefer this one. This is the one that came out more recently. This one came out towards the beginning of the year. I actually saw them live earlier in the year in the summer where they played a lot of the material from this record. I'm also seeing them again next year, so hopefully they'll play more of this record. But yeah, some very interesting ideas. As we all know, John Frusciante returned to the band a few years ago, and these are the two albums that they have with him now, if that makes sense. That was horrible grammar. The first two albums with him returned on. I don't really know how to word this out. My brain's a bit frazzled from flying back yesterday. I'm still on a different time zone, but as I said, this one was my favourite. Both of them were double albums. They had a lot of material recorded, I suppose, but this one was more like psychedelic, kind of better songwriting, I bet. Better songwriting, I guess, and yeah, very much enjoyed this one. Next, we have the latest release from Porcupine Tree, the first album they released in, I think, 12 years. 12 years ago, I was 8, so I was 8 years old when the last Porcupine Tree album came out. This was very good. It wasn't extremely groundbreaking like I think a lot of people kind of expected it to be, which is kind of upsetting when, you know, you have a band that haven't been active for such a long time. People expect this great return, but it wasn't really like... It sounds bad because I really enjoyed the album, but it wasn't anything groundbreaking. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything new, if that makes sense. Which I'll talk about in a bit regarding a different artist. But this was a very good album. I managed to catch their show in London, the only show they had in the UK actually, and it was a really great night. Unfortunately, it was kind of spoiled because I had to leave the gig early because I had work the next day and I work in Brighton and I had to get from London down to Brighton in the same evening. So I unfortunately missed the last maybe 2 or 3 songs, I think. But it's a great album, and the live versions of some of the songs on here were really good. My favourite was probably, I think it's Dignity. I think that's the name of the song. I think that is the highlight of this. Also Chimera's Wreck, or Chimera's Wreck, however you want to say it. There's a lot of really great points on this album. Not 10 out of 10, but it is very, very good. Next, we have my favourite band at the moment, Rammstein. They released this album this year, which is Zeit. I tracked down a very, very, very nice copy of this album, the vinyl obviously, on like a marbled blue. I think I talked about it in my vinyl haul video at some point. I don't, or maybe it was a live stream, but it is a very nice colour. The album itself is very, very good. It's got your very average and typical Rammstein layout, I guess, structure to an album. You know, you've got some really kind of melancholic songs, some very, you know, I guess melancholic, kind of dark as well, but then you've got some really fun, silly songs as well. That is your typical Rammstein layout. But this album was fantastic, start to finish. Again, another band that I saw live this year. Very, very good in concert. They didn't actually play much of the material from this record. They played maybe 4 songs from it, but the show that I went to was a postponed one from, I think, 2020, you know, when the lockdown happened and all the artists had to stop performing. That was that show that had been postponed, but I am seeing them again next year, where I'm hoping they're going to play more of this record, because there are some songs on this album that I really, really would love to hear live. Great, great album. Staying on the kind of heavy metal train, I guess, we got the latest release from Slipknot. Now, this is probably going to be quite a controversial pick. A lot of people really did not agree with this album and didn't like it at all. Mainly for the it's not heavy enough kind of thing. I disagree with that. I love all kinds of music, you know. I love heavy and I love light. I don't know if light's a good word to use. Not heavy music, right? And the first track on this record, Adderall, was not a metal song at all, and everyone went crazy over that. Like, they were like, I hate this song, it is so weak, it is terrible, whatever. Yeah, the songwriting on this record isn't really that great, but the music part is very, very good. I like the new direction that the band are taking. It was a kind of Pink Floyd-y, kind of almost Porcupine Tree-esque kind of song at the beginning, Adderall, and then it ended with Finale, which was, I think, is a very, very beautiful song. I mean, the ending of that song with the orchestral bit and the choir, it's really, really lovely. And the rest of the album, there are some really heavy points on this record. That's for me personally. I hate the metal community in this way, because, you know, heaviness in music is subjective. So what I might find heavy, someone will find not heavy, whatever. But it is a good record. There are some points on this record that I don't really like. Obviously, it's nowhere near a 10 out of 10 at all for me. I mean, Medicine for the Dead was probably the weakest point on the album for me. I didn't really get on the train with that song at all. I just didn't like it all that much. I've listened to this album over and over and over, really trying to enjoy the song, cannot enjoy it. Acidic is starting to get to that point as well. I really liked it at first, but the more I hear it, the more I start to get a bit like, it's not really that good. My favourites though, I really love Warranty and Hive Mind. Those are really brilliant songs. I like mainly the second half of the album, excluding Medicine for the Dead. But I do recommend this record. It is very good. It's a very good introduction to Slipknot, I think, because they do have a lot of kind of melodic and melancholic moments in their earlier parts of their career. Not Iowa or the self-titled record, but post that they do have those kind of moments, and some of them are really, really nice. So I think this is a good balance of both. There are some records that I do not own on vinyl that I'm hoping to try and own at some point. One of them being the new Bjork record, Fosora, I think that's what it's called. Very, very good record. I really enjoyed it. I'm a big Bjork fan. I've got a couple of her records up there somewhere. Very interesting avant-garde pop kind of artist. I really like some of the ideas she had on this record. It's very different to all of her other and older records. Obviously, I love bands and artists who can just evolve and make, even if it's not a great record, try something different. There are points on this album that kind of made me quite emotional at times. I really liked the songwriting and it was brilliant. I really recommend that record as well. Primus came out with an EP this year called, I think it's called Conspiranoid, which was very, very good. It's only got 3 tracks on it, but Follow the Fall on that record is my favourite. It's very good, got a very catchy bass line, love it. Waves Blood released a record last month, I think it was, or maybe it was the beginning of December. Pretty sure it was November though, which was very good. I have her first record in here. I think it's her first record, I might be wrong. Well, Titanic Rising, her most popular record, I guess. I have that record, very nice album. Very much recommend that one as well. It's kind of like dream pop kind of, and very, just really good. I can't describe it, just listen to the album, it's fantastic. Another album I really enjoyed this year actually was Alanis Morissette's new album, The Storm Before the Calm, which is a completely ambient album. There's no vocals on it at all. It's like a meditation album. Really, really great album to relax and wind down to. It's nowhere near perfect at all, but it is very, very pleasant to listen to. It's very satisfying to listen to. It's just a beautiful record all in all. I mean, it's Alanis Morissette. Unfortunately, we don't get to hear any of her vocals on this record, but it's still a lovely record nonetheless. So, I'm now going to talk about albums of the year by bands that I do like that kind of flopped a little bit, or ones that I didn't really like. One of the main ones being Korn. Now, Korn are a new metal band. If you aren't familiar with them already, they released a record this year called Requiem. It's either an EP or a record. I don't remember which one it was. I think it might be an actual album. I liked it at first. I really enjoyed it at first, actually, but as I got listening to more of their discography, I came to learn that the production was a little bit too clean. I mean, the production was really, really good, obviously, but it was not, it just didn't suit the band's kind of vibe. There was some really good songwriting, some really good musical moments as well. They know how to write really good breakdown, trust me. But it was a little bit too polished for the a group that's meant to be rough around the edges, you know. It's new metal, it's metal in general, you know. There were some points that I really did like, but I thought that overall it was quite a weak record. Yeah, I can't actually think of any more. I will touch on one thing though. The latest Metallica single, actually. I was going to discuss that. So, everyone knows Metallica, obviously. This is their first new record in about 7 years. I think Hardwired was the last one they released, which was in like 2016. That was around the time I started to listen to them as well. So it's been a long time since their last record. And they released a song, a single, a couple weeks ago called Lux Eterna. I really like the song, but at the same time, I'm not impressed by it. Yeah, it's catchy, it's very Metallica, like stereotypical Metallica sound, you know. But nothing new from the group, no new ideas. It's very good, but I don't know if I have, you know, high expectations for the new record. And I think that might be it. Let me know what you've been listening to this year. I know I haven't really been listening to a lot of prog this year. I'm trying to listen to other stuff at the moment, you know, because I spent so much time listening to progressive rock in the last couple of years. I've been digging out some of the old albums that I used to really, really like the older metal albums that I used to really like. So that is what I am currently into at the moment. But let me know what albums you vibed with this year and what you liked, what you didn't like, and we can talk about it in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.